All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Toronto Thunderbirds and the San Antonio Marshals. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Calais Campbell able to drop him for a loss of 4. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important community.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. Trying to get out wide, but he's going to be tackled right near the line of scrimmage. Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll drop to throw. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Then he'll give it here to his running back. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, after last week we went over 200 yards. Looks like the hot tub, cold tub, whatever he did, it worked pretty well.
Much chatter about that performance. Rightfully so. AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And they'll go on the ground. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. A stop there on third. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, That's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right at him with another momentum play. Go quickly and attack them, because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop him on third down.
Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll look to throw here. And he will have a touchdown. It's their quarterback with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Lucky 56. 4 down. Check. Crunch.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Completes it to Lee. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hey. Detroit! No. Off. Mike by 5. Detroit!
Looking to throw. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
Leopard! 55.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
A great return there of 22 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And here now the offense heading back out there. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a handoff looking right. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the... Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. So that one will get him halfway to the 1st down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Back to throw here. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcel Darius. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll make the score 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. And now back out comes the offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. He sets to fire deep. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
The pitch to Fournette. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
They'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. The offense on 3rd down, they've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
And they'll run it here. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Tackle that time by Roddy Harrison.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now back to throw. Trying to improvise. And that is incomplete here.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. They'll get 6 there on the run, but it brings up 4th down. On now is the kicker Jason Myers for the field goal try. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Myers able to knock it through. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Dances by him. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that on that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice game there. They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Gone!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Just a yard in the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run. They made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone!
They're going to look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
Back to throw. Looking deep downfield. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And touchdown. A great effort there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. And the lead will grow by 1 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. They'll set up a throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Fielded at the 20. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Oftentimes when a guy has a game like this, he's going to take his offensive line out to dinner afterwards. But after a play like that, he may tell them, instead of getting the steaks, guys, we might have to go for the hot dogs.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Get him, boys! Get him, boys! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
They'll drop to throw. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. A good pickup there of 22.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Back now in San Antonio. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like...
And it's caught. Touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And this offense is running away with this one. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Call it a gain of 3. And it'll bring up a second down.
Back to 99 Philly. Here we go. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. Got a man on the right sideline. It's Lee. Give him 30 yards there. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Going for the deep ball. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's 3 yards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. And they'll go with a ground attack here. They'll get 3 up to midfield.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And they'll go on the ground. Oh, eluding the tackle. And some room to maneuver. There he goes left side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. Allen, the intended receiver.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
forward. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
And this offense on third down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. He'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Lucky 56. Gone, 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 gone.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And shutting him off, now open field. 31 yards there and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. The storyline in this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard?